Hello, my name is M.K.DaVIS. Sarah Winnemucca Hopkins was a Paiute princess, the daughter of Chief Winnemucca, whom Winnemucca, Nevada was named after. She often would speak of the oral traditions of her people about a war that her people had waged upon some red-haired giants. These people were living along the Humboldt River, and they were allegedly cannibalistic, and they had been killing and eating Paiutes, digging holes and making traps along trails. And this, so upset the Paiutes that they waged war of extermination that lasted many years, and they finally got them thinned out to where there was just a few left, and they had them trapped out in the ancient lake Lohentan in Nevada. And one night, they were actually, residing on reed boats out there, and one night they decided to come ashore regardless, and they made it into this cave, which the lake was actually deep enough to be right up to the cave at that time. And the Paiutes then burned them out of that cave and extinguished all their lives, burned them up. And this cave is still there to this day, and it goes by the name of Lovelock Cave. And allegedly there were some mummies excavated out of there that were in excess of 7 feet tall with red hair. And Miss Hopkins says that she has a dress that she wears during her speaking engagements that's decorated with the red hair of these giant people. And they had been, ornately decorated, by making thread out of the hair. So Don and I made a trip to this cave, and then we went into some of the areas there that contain museums, and we asked around about some of the mummies that were found down in the lake bed. And no one knows exactly where they ended up, but, with a little footwork, sometimes you can come upon what happened to some of them. And we believe that we found where one of them has been, and we found an eyewitness that saw it. So we'll let you watch the video, and I hope that you like it, and I hope that it enlightens you some. And we had a great time out there doing this. So without further ado, let's watch. Don, do you have any comments about any of this that you'd like to make right now while we're sitting here?
Well, the only thing about it is, except for the modern intervention, is it's unchanged from quite a while ago. I mean, the landscape's unchanged, and it's still pristine in many respects. But of course, it's got man's, But this land right now, as it is open for. Could be explored some more.
Yeah.
It could be explored some more because there's places out there where
unwritten history is what I'm interested
you got
in.
to consider the Utes, the Paiutes, the
If
Sitka we talk about, and
if Sarah Winnemucca had not recorded for posterity.
What interests me about Sarah Winnemucca's book is the word sail, S-A-I-L, meaning to me an offshoot of sail, perhaps, and that those people sailed in here, somebody from some obscure place sometime in history. What were they? And what were the Sitka's? And they were not ordinary sized people. And from that, you got to deduct what skeletal remains are here in the museums around. We've got a real hypothetical problem on our hands here, as identifying what they are not, as well as what they are. There's parts of Nevada we can go into yet that is even more dramatic than this with the old time rocks and stones around them.
I'm sure it's what took place here that is so dramatic. It's I get a sense of history here for sure.
Well, I feel here that the horror that took place here, the butchery, all the killing that took place here with the beauty, it's just kind of a paradox.
Isn't it though?
Yeah, it's a paradox, you know, what I mean? Like a vortex in time. It's just, here we are sitting in beautiful vista with a history that's gruesome. Gross, you know.
There's a curious bowl-shaped formation right here, and we halfway suspect that this may be where they found the skeletons in the Humboldt Basin, and it wasn't just found at random, but was probably this depression right here that they found them in, because the cave's right there, and the Paiutes killed them when they came out for water and splashed off in the lake they went, and that's where they end up. And that's where this excavation, it looks like it took place, right in there in front of the cave. Now, don't know that for sure, but if I was a guessing man, I'd say that the giant skeletons found in the Humboldt Basin, outside of Lovelock Cave, were probably excavated right here.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you were talking about, just go over it again, just how big it was and how it impressed you.
To me, it looked like, well, because it's laying on the floor.
Okay.
And it's in this glass enclosed. I guess it was supposed to be a coffin, I don't know. But from his, like, here down, I mean, he looked enormously long. So to me, he was 7 feet or more.
And the bones were all together and not pulled apart. And
I don't recall, to me, they were interlocked. I mean, they were just, the bones went with the body.
And
It wasn't fake.
Yeah.
But his head, I don't recall any hair being on his head, and I don't recall seeing his hands. But they're,
what about the skull and the face?
well, to me, the nose holes, the nostrils were larger, and the skeleton, the head of the skeleton was not humongously different, but it was longer than what a normal skeleton head that I've seen.
Yeah.
That's, you know, to me, he was a real skeleton.
And when you saw it, what was your reaction when you saw it for the first time?
I just thought, oh my God, because it was so big. I mean, I've never seen it. My brother's 6'6", 6'7". This thing was a lot bigger than my brother. And I mean, to me, it was just, I've never seen anything that huge, that long. So when he was standing up, you probably, you know, it would have...
Yeah, he would have been like a giant, really.
Yeah, oh, to me he would.
Yeah.
He was a giant laying down, so I can imagine if he was standing up. But I don't recall the color of his bones. To me, they were white. But I really couldn't. This was back, like I say, this was back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I
a long
just
time
don't,
ago.
Oh yeah. And I saw him one time, and that was it.
Well, it's not the kind of thing you want to see every day. I mean, it may end up giving you nightmares.
Yeah, but it was just unusually big. For, you know.
When you find something that's worth being an attraction at a museum, it's got to have something unusual about it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see how it ended up in a museum as an attraction, you know. But I thank you for sharing that with me.
Well, like I say, Joe is going to...
I'm going to try to get a hold to him. I'm going to try to get a hold to him. We're going to hang around here for a while. I'm going to go up there and get a shot glass. And maybe I'll get a hold to him. If not, you know, thank you for sharing that with me. It'll give me something to take back. And
like I said, well, the old timers aren't... If you could get a hold of some of the old timers, they've probably been in there more than once.
Where would they be?
Hanging out at the saloons.
At the saloon?
Either the Mark Twain Saloon or the Delta.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, maybe I'll just give them a try.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
God, mud will make you a prisoner, and the snow will burn your eyes, but people make you cry. Do I know where hell is? Hell is in hello. Heaven is goodbye forever. Time for me to go.
Time for you to go, Don.
Yeah. Home is made for leaving. Dreams you might return. Any kind of luck you never go back.
Yeah. That's pretty good singing there, Don. We'll try to open up one of these shows down here. You want to sing for the can?
Mud will make you a prisoner. Snow will burn your eyes, but people make you cry.
Well said, well said.
I was born under a wandering star.
I better save some of this battery for when
Save
we
all
get.
of it. There's a Mark Twain Museum.